Hello and welcome back to another Gazetinha from Gazeta Brazil. I'm Euan Marshall and we're here today to talk about the super exciting, super important and super relevant Copa América Centenário that kicks off this weekend in the United States, and we're going to explain why it is neither important, exciting nor relevant. Might have a bit of a rant coming up, so stay tuned. So tonight, as I am recording on Friday afternoon, all eyes will be on Levi's Stadium in Santa Clara, California, the true spiritual home of South American football, as the Copa América Centenario gets underway. All of South America's best will get together with a few friends north of the Panama Canal to find out who is the best on the continent, and also to celebrate 100 years of organised international football in South America. Now, I hate to break it to you like this, just as the tournament is kicking off, but nobody really cares. So why is that? Well, for one thing, we already had a Copa America last year, which was actually in South America, where Chile hosted an excellent tournament and won a historic title in front of their own fans. So having a watered down version of that tournament just 12 months later really doesn't make any sense whatsoever. And what's more is this tournament completely breaks up the 4-year preparation cycle that South American clubs have adhered to for the last decades. Basically, it works like this. The cycle begins after the World Cup, where we have the Copa America. Teams take stock after the previous tournament and start to build some new ideas, bring in some new coaches, some new players, and then we have the World Cup qualifiers, which begin a really long and competitive campaign which allows teams to gradually prepare and build for new generations. And then, of course, we have the big dance itself, the World Cup, where all of that preparation work over the 4 years gets put to the test. So this Centenary America's Cup, sponsored by Bud Light, it comes slap bang in the middle of this preparation process. So teams are just beginning to come together, and at the end of a grueling, long European season, they're now forced to play this short tournament, which is going to put them under all sorts of unnecessary pressure and could spoil a lot of the work that has been done since the 2014 World Cup. Nobody's prepared, nobody's ready, nobody wants to play. And CONMEBOL's centenary is coming at a time where the Confederation has absolutely nothing to celebrate, because after huge corruption investigations from previous years, officials and presidents from all over the continent have been forced to step down or even thrown in jail. The only survivor from this, Brazil's current FA president Marco Polo Del Nero, he won't even be travelling to the Copa America for fear of being arrested by the FBI. And the fact that this tournament is even taking place after last year's revelation is frankly astounding, because it is an obvious cash grab from CONMEBOL. No one's buying it, and it leaves quite a bitter taste to an already fairly bland dish. But like other slaves to the beautiful game, I will be watching the tournament and trying to make the most of it. For Brazil, it does give them a chance to learn to play without Neymar, who will miss the tournament being rested for the Olympic tournament in August. And with a huge list of call-offs, we have Ricardo Oliveira, we have Kaká, Luis Gustavo, Douglas Costa and Ederson. They've all pulled out through injuries or personal problems. You know, it's almost as if they don't want to play. It's funny that. This might also give us a chance to see players such as Benfica's Jonas, Liverpool's Felipe Coutinho, and perhaps even Real Madrid's Casemiro could give them a chance to force their way into Dunga's squad. We also might be able to get a glimpse of youngsters Douglas Santos, Rodrigo Caio, and of course Gabriel Barbosa. Okay, Gabigol. And there's also the question over what happens to Brazil's coach Dunga if they come up with a poor performance in this tournament. I find it very unlikely that he would be sacked before the Olympic tournament, but if they disappoint in the Copa America, it could spell the beginning of the end. Patience has all but completely run out for Dunga. Early signs show that in a bid to try and keep his job, Dunga will set up the seleção with a more kind of attacking, attractive playing style. So he's probably going to let go of his once default system with 2 holding midfielders and instead go for a formation that looks to value possession and pass its way up the pitch. So I mean, that could be interesting to see. Brazil's group is fairly straightforward, as although Ecuador are a very well organised side, they and Brazil's other opponents, Haiti and Peru, typically don't travel well and have terrible away records, so Brazil should be okay there. Winning the group is absolutely imperative because it would mean that they would avoid a cross-country trip to California to play their quarter-final, as Brazil's final group game comes against Peru in Massachusetts, and if they manage to win the group, they then only have to take a short trip over to New Jersey to play their quarter-final. So that's all for today. Brazil kick off against Ecuador on Saturday, and enjoy the tournament as much as you possibly can. I'm Euan Marshall for Gazeta Brazil, and we will speak to you again soon looking at Brazil's early performances. Until next time, subscribe to our YouTube page, like us on Facebook, follow us on Twitter, all that good stuff. And in the meantime, I'm Euan Marshall saying ciao e até mais.